Why should you squat? That's a good question. A lot of people think that the only reason why you squat is to build a better booty. Now, of course, that's one of the reasons why you want to squat, but that's not the only reason why you squat. Obviously, we live our lives outside of a gym. It's not the only place that we stay, although you see a lot of these videos here in this gym, and I do spend a lot of time here, but that's not the only place I spend my time. I also like to go home, and sometimes I pick things up off the ground, as you may like to do. And sometimes when you pick stuff up off the ground, you're going to have to bend down. Now, a lot of people, when they bend over, they bend straight at the waist and they keep their knees locked. Now, obviously, that's something you can do, but that's not something I would recommend you do repetitively. As I said, we live our lives outside of the gym. We don't have everything at chest height, so you want to make sure that you're getting down to the ground in a safe manner. So the key here is the hip hinge. You want to stick your butt out, and when you're squatting, you just bend your knees as you stick your butt out. That helps protect your lower back and it helps save your knees. So if you want to have a healthy spine and healthy knees for a long time, hip hinge. Now, that's not the only reason why you want to hip hinge and squat. Well, I remember this weekend as I was jumping around over puddles trying to keep my feet dry, I realized how important it is to squat. You know, squatting, as I said, is the hip hinge. Now, when you're jumping, it's essentially a squat with dynamics. You bring your hips back, and then your feet leave the ground. That's a dynamic when your body leaves the ground. So, essentially, if you want to keep your feet dry, you're going to want to learn how to jump. But outside of keeping your feet dry, running. When you run, there's no point in time when you run where you have both feet on the ground. So essentially running is jumping. It's controlled jumping. So if you want to be a better runner, then you'll squat. All right. A lot of people don't think that squatting and running go hand in hand. But if you want to be a better runner, I almost said better squatter, but if you want to be a better runner, then you're going to squat because it's going to help protect your lower back. It's going to help protect your hips by being strong, and it's going to help protect your knees. So essentially, weight training is going to be a great thing for anybody that wants to be stronger, but especially weight training your glutes if you want to be a good runner or if you want to reach down towards the floor into perpetuity. When you're 90 years old, you want to be 90. You still want to be able to get down to the ground, right? So squat, my friends. All right, so hopefully I answered any of your questions about squatting or running. A lot of people say you shouldn't squat if you're running, but it's actually very important that you squat. You practice using that hip hinge. So if you have any questions or comments that relate to this or any of our previous videos, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. Obviously, we'd love for you to subscribe, so click on that subscribe button so you can get notified next week when we answer your next fitness question. All right, thanks so much for watching, and as always, keep good company.
That's awesome!